Hello YouTube, my name is Sebastian, aka CBest1313, and welcome to my second commentary. This is a game of Halo Reach on the 360, pretty obvious. And first off, I'd like to excuse the fact that I am absolutely terrible at this game. This literally was my third game in Halo Reach and on the system in general after my switch from the PS3. And I'm also playing against complete noobs, which is the only way that I actually won this game. Basically, I'm going to spend this video to talk a little bit about my opinions on the Xbox. I do not mean to start a console war or anything like that, but since now the owner of an Xbox 360 for 2 weeks, I just thought I'd share my opinions of it, share my opinions on this game, and maybe talk a little bit about the gameplay or give some tips for those converting from PS3 to Xbox. First off, about the Xbox in general, some of the things I really like about it. I think the online features are absolutely incredible and well worth the gold membership. That's one of the most common complaints you hear, or one of the most common arguing points you hear between the two systems is the monthly costs. And for the fact that Xbox 360 has all these other features, I really think the money is worth it. Cross-party game chats, voice messages, all the stuff, it flows together really nicely and it works really well, and I like it. There's a few, obviously there's the controller issue from switching from one to the other, and from my time now getting used to the Xbox 360 after playing on the PS3 for a really long time was not easy. However, because I was playing Halo Reach and not Modern Warfare 2, which I've played since then, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes, but because I made the switch to a completely new game, the controls weren't really that bad. I think the different button layouts forced me to just get used to playing a different style of game, and that allowed me to get used to the controller a lot differently. However, you'll see here still in the video, there'll be times where in the heat of the moment I'll just suddenly melee the air in front of me. That's because I just lunge at the right button or right bumper on the Xbox controller, which on the PS3 would be R1, instead of actually going for the trigger to fire a weapon. But that's to sort of be expected, as this is what was one of my first games. Let's see here. As for which one I like more of the controllers, I do like the feel of the Xbox controller a lot. I have to admit that. If there were a really viable option for playing with an Xbox controller on a PS3, I would consider it. From what I've seen, there is a controller that does that, made by Power A, but it got a number of bad reviews recently, and I just don't think I'm going to actually invest in that. I'll just deal with the fact that the PS3 controller feels a lot lighter and just, I don't know, a little sketchier in general. With the Xbox, I picked up a copy of Halo Reach, and that's the game that I played exclusively for the first 1.5 weeks or so of Xbox. I started off with a few missions of the campaign by myself, and it was fun, I guess. I think the campaign's a lot more enjoyable with other people, and when you're talking to other people. And to be honest, I was never really that interested in the Halo story, so it was basically just me riding around shooting stuff, which for that it was okay, I guess. I then jumped into the wow. I stumble over my words sometimes, I think. Straight Up or Watch Out or something was making fun of it for the last video, but yeah, it happens. Deal with it. So I jumped into the online play and started off with a little bit of Rumble Pit. I think that's what it's called. Basically just free-for-all game modes. And I was actually really proud of this kill until I realized that the guy was probably AFK. And yeah, anyway. Yeah, so I started off with a little free-for-all game modes. And because of the skill system, I was ranked against equally bad players, and I actually found it very enjoyable. I found out that I really, really love Sprint, since even though Reach is not made for a really rushing game style, that's still the game style that I enjoy to use. And I found all the game modes that incorporate the other armor abilities to be really annoying, mainly because I am really bad with them. And I just felt that was really annoying when I would try to shoot someone, they would armor lock. And I don't know, whatever. It's in the game, but I still prefer game modes that only allow sprint. But that's just me. Let's see here. I know I'm sort of like going on a random tangents here, but oh well. This is completely unscripted, and at this point still my first take, and it seems to be going pretty well, so I'm just going to keep going and hope it turns out okay. Nades. Nades are extremely annoying in this game. I would say they're almost worse than COD 4. Okay, not quite, but they're close to Call of Duty 4 level in how annoying they are. I understand that they're a very tactical part of the game, and good players use them as well. I try to use them, but I find it annoying when you're in a like one-on-one gun battle and someone just backs up and tries chucking nades. Usually you can get the kill from that, like if you're in the middle of the gun battle, and I do it a few times here, but it's still, I don't know, it seems like sort of the easy way to go, and while I can't, like, if it works, why not? But I don't know, it just still it feels a little cheap to me, so whatever. I guess it's something you get used to, but I hope that Bungie decides to patch the nades a little bit, just so that there's a little bit more of the skill-intensive shooting involved, which is really something I like about this game, the fact that there is no, like, spray and pray. I'm just going to use the UMP and hope for the best. It seems like there's a lot more skill involved with the game. Another thing is the power weapons, and I know power weapons are something that a lot of people have talked about and are a big part of all Halo games. And I think within an objective game or a game mode with a lot of experienced players, they can prove to be like very valuable strategic assets to the game, because you have different sides fighting over the power weapons. Most of them are pretty powerful in their way. And I was actually really proud of this kill, just jumping off here and following him. Anyway, but I do think that quite a few of them are just a slightly overpowered. I know the connections were drawn between the Energy Sword and Commando within Modern Warfare 2. I saw the videos about, who was it, Only Use Me Blade. Anyway, but, and with him, like, falsely connecting the two backward. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but still, it seems like some of the weapons sort of go on easy mode in a way and take a lot of that skill out of it. But then if you consider the fact that it takes skill to sort of find, and here you see me pressing, like, the right button, or bumper, I guess. But, it does take some strategy to control the weapons, and in team play I think there's a lot that goes into holding onto the power weapons, using them at the right time, but they still seem a little bit annoying, so I don't know. I guess it's something that I'll get used to. I mean, yeah, it's for someone coming over from a Call of Duty game, Reach is something just really, really different. I recommend watching a few videos by like actual good players and not me to get tips on it, because I really am not good at this game. But there's a few things I've learned, and that's, for example, the spacing of shots. You see me a few times in this video just like flailing the right trigger and just like using my whole entire magazine on an enemy and maybe getting the kill, but that's usually just because the enemy's terrible and missed me more than I missed him. A few times I really like get the trigger working well, wait for the reticle to settle down again, and that's, I think, really, really important to learn for the players coming from Call of Duty. I think here I do it decently, but it's, and okay, and just short side note, because I use them way too much anyway, I picked up this weapon, and I remember using it like the game before and remembering how much I hated it, so then I just like decided not to use it. I find that there's actually a few power weapons that I'm just absolutely terrible with. I was actually really bad with the Energy Sword for a while, and was actually surprised I did decently with it in this game. But whatever. So yeah, coming over from Call of Duty, let your reticle settle. It's an important part of the game. It's something, just trust it, try to use it, and over time I think it gets a lot easier to do. Nades, also just get used to using them. Here I use them, I think, mainly to lure out this guy, and then he just fails and I kill him. But yeah, so like nades, letting the reticle settle, and then power weapons are, try to get your hands on them even if you don't want to use them. Put them as your second weapon and stop other people from using them against you, because it seems like there's always somebody out there who's good with a specific weapon. Yeah, yeah, so this is starting to wind down a little bit here. I didn't get to like most of the stuff I wanted to talk about, mainly because I just talked about random stuff. But I'll try to come out with another commentary in the next day or two. I have started playing some Modern Warfare 2 on the Xbox to just play with some of the other people in the clan. And I'm sorry for those on the PS3 side who haven't seen me in a while, but latest by Black Ops, I will be playing primarily on the PS3 again. But anyway, I'll try to make less Halo Reach videos just because I know not many people like them and I'm not too good with them. So expect some more Modern Warfare 2 commentaries in the next few days. And thanks again for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later.